All right, in this video, we're going to talk about finding guest posts that are actually going to rank your site. And it's not just traffic. If you haven't seen my last video, check that out. We found Versace doing outreach. Definitely check out that last video. So let's go through a few different guest post websites that all have traffic. They all charge around the same, somewhere between $50 and $150. Um, we got four lined up here. So the main thing, first you filter for traffic. I kind of don't worry about DR and for sure not DA. So DR being the Ahrefs metric, DA being the Moz metric. Moz is highly inaccurate, has a much smaller crawler than Ahrefs. SEMrush or SEMrush is not bad, similar to Ahrefs lately, but again, I don't use that metric. And for sure, anyone talking PageRank in 2024 should not be listened to as well. So I don't really listen to any of those metrics. Really, what matters is traffic, particularly traffic in the country I'm trying to target to, right? So you don't just want to take a guest post list, bulk check the traffic. You actually need to have someone go through and be like, okay, is this traffic coming from, if you're targeting Canada, you need to see like Canadian traffic. You don't want a bunch of traffic going to England, or the UK. You don't want a bunch of traffic going to Australia. You want the leading country to be Canada, ideally. Obviously, you could do leading traffic source America, just because like largest population, America and Canada have a lot of overlap. And similar to Canada in the UK and Canada and Australia, but obviously being next to America, the most overlap is there. So you could still have some guest posts on sites where like America would be the leading traffic source or country, but you definitely want to try to find sites, especially if you're paying over $100 for that, you want to try to find sites that in this case most of the traffic comes from Canada. Now, so beyond metrics, forget the metrics, sort by, well, not really sort, just filter by like 1,000 monthly traffic in Ahrefs. And then after that, the third thing is you're going to check the country. And the fourth thing, and not necessarily any order, however you want to do this, but the fourth thing is what I really want to talk about here. It's like the topic on these sites. So along the top, we have categories. And most of these guest post sites are like this. They put the categories across the top. You can pretty quickly tell the style of site this is. It's just pure articles. There's nothing really here that says anything but blog posts, right? There's no like pages that say like, oh, about us, how Pond B was founded by, John Smith and his two brothers or whatever. There's nothing like that. It's just pure posts. So it becomes pretty obvious that this is like mainly for like people just have a site like this and then they charge for guest posts. And they bought some sort of expired domain, ranked it, whatever, ranked it for some easy keywords. Usually that's kind of the method. I don't really do it because I don't believe there's a ton of money in this. You sell 3 guest posts a day, you might make $300 a day, but like the amount of work to get there, it's just, there's better, if you're ranking something, there's better things to rank. But generally this is what these sites look like. They have categories across the top. What you want to do is basically cross out any sites that cover too many niches or industries. If you have a client and they are a travel agency, yeah, sure, they got travel right here, but we got relationships here. It's not even freaking close. Like the only way you would guest post on a site like this for a travel agency is if pondb.com was like massive, like if it was the equivalent of like bloomberg.com. Yeah, when you're bloomberg.com and you got 300 writers on staff, you can have topics and anything, like New York Times, right? They blog about everything and post about everything. So it's a little bit different in a situation like that. But Pond B, I don't know the traffic off the top of my head, but let's say it's probably in the thousands, probably single or double digit. Maybe it's, even if it's in the hundreds of thousands. This is just not a value. You need to find that like a rabbit hole of topics in your niche. In some spaces, it's really hard to find. Most of them not really, but many of them, it's not easy to find like really specific sites. But anyways, on specific topics. So this one, even if it was $30, I wouldn't even bother. Like $30 isn't a lot, of course, especially when you're dealing with clients that are paying you thousands of dollars a month. But it's not going to be worth the time and effort to do it. Like to deal with the email back and forth, send the money, get the link. There's just no benefit. The argument here is like it's not going to do anything. You're going to, okay, you get a guest post, great. Your Ahrefs ticks up another referring domain, great. But the chance that this actually does anything is so low. Site number 2, here's another one. And again, these are all similar cost. The traffic might be all over, but they all have traffic, and they all have backlinks or whatever, like different amounts though. But they all charge relatively similar. There's no one here that charges like over $500 a guest post. And there's no one here that's like free. They're all kind of similar. So this one here, Asphalt Pro, you hover over, they got social links. I'm looking in the bottom left corner of my screen. I see all their social profiles properly linked up. That's great. Let's go back to PondB. PondB has just Facebook linked up. These other 3 are not even linked up. So you can kind of tell the attention and care that you have. This is just a cash cow for someone probably in a third world country. They're making a fine little income selling guest posts to people who just don't care, don't know what they're doing, probably more than they don't care. This paving, production. I mean, we're getting very technical within here, aggregate, like a bunch of things I don't even know, but obviously they're very niche. Recycling, very niche screening, in specific terms and topics, which is what you want to see in a site. It should be it should be for for the pros. Like, I mean, how about that? It's right in the name, but it should be for advanced topics within this industry: training, safety. You see nothing here about health or business or marketing or social media or travel and then you look at the pictures, they're literally all construction, asphalt modifiers. This is some girl working on the road, a couple guys, one's in a hard hat and a construction vest, and then they got 4 or 5 gallon buckets. Another guy here shoveling asphalt, some cranes here, some sort of plant. I don't know what's going on there, but you can see it's all related to construction, more specifically road construction. What a great site for some, if you had a paving company, some sort of construction company that does roads. What a great site to buy a guest post on. I mean, one of these is you can't even compare it to a guest post here. They're not even the same, even a little bit, other than being a similar price. Like, I think they might be both like, I don't know, $100 a piece. Like, it's just night and day. And you don't get sites like this if you go and buy a guest post from like Fiverr or something. You're gonna get, you might. The chances are so low. You're gonna probably get something more generic because they always end up sending you to like a site that just has tons of niches. There's some that are good. I shouldn't say like all people on Fiverr are bad, because I've definitely found some people on there that are not bad. But for the most part, a lot of guest post sellers on any marketplace, I mean, whether you buy on Legit, Black Hat World, what's that other one that Alex Becker owns? I can't remember if it's even in business or it closed up. Any of the forums. Black Hat World is a popular one, of course, that I review frequently here. The problem with a lot of these sellers is they're just going to give you a guest post here, and then the problem with most SEO professionals is they don't even know this is bad. And so they write a good review like, oh, this was great. Yeah, the traffic was great. The DR was great. Who gives a fuck? Like, that's not what matters. What matters here is the topics and the niche relevancy. And even want to take one step further, I know we talk about 4 different things to look at. Number 5 is like the outbound links. Go to Ahrefs, hit link domains. If you have the time to put an extra few minutes in, it depends on your situations. Back when I was younger, I had a lot more time, and I was more conscious of my spending. Now, a lot less time, and I'm not as picky with some of the things I do. I just kind of jump on it. But if you're really trying to research a couple good domains, particularly if it's a new domain, you don't want to like You don't need 30 guest posts on a new domain. You need like 2 good ones, just 2 good ones. And so you don't want to like just throw links like this at it. If you have DR50 already, DR60 on a client site, it doesn't matter. It's not going to harm the site. But if you have a brand new site and your first link is from pondbee.com, I mean, you're kind of setting yourself up for no good. So you want to hit the niche right from your first few links. And like I said, depending on your situation, depends on the amount of research you put in. But you look at link domains, and you want to look to avoid sites that link to really unrelated domains, spammy domains, 404s, things like that. And you can bring that up in like when you're talking to these folks and negotiating, $100, $150 guest posts. Be like, hey, this page here links to these guys. This page here links to these guys. You should remove those links. They're 404ing. It makes your domain look, just gotta explain the basics to them, and I'm sure they'll oblige. Let's go. That's number 2. Let's go number 3. So enterpriseworld.com. Again, totally different look than something like this, right? You can just spot it so quickly. It looks like a magazine. I don't know if it's in print, but at least it's in digital, and it says their logo. Like, this is obviously something that someone has put time into to design all of these, put this little carousel up, contact us, subscribe. Like, it looks like a legit website. Social links are all linked up. They're not going to the hashtag or pound sign, number sign, whatever you want to call it. Now, obviously, some of sinuses is not something you want to see. But some of these, maximizing ROI, workers' comp, industries, employee productivity, a lot of these timesheet software, this is definitely better, way better than this. It's not as niche relevant as something like this might be for a particular site, but it's not a bad site. I would definitely consider also buying a link here. They, got some pretty big logos here. There's Deloitte. Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely, you're not seeing junk. You're not seeing junk here. What is this? Oh, this is all travel. Upshot Metros. Okay. I don't know. It seems a little bit unrelated, but it does. This seems related to this, as related to this, as related to this. So I guess it's not as bad. But you can kind of see how this site might fit somewhere in the middle between this and this in terms of SEO. Even though this site is a magazine, which is kind of cool. Everyone loves print magazines. They look bigger and more legit. I do think this site might be better. And again, given the traffic is over 1,000 each, even if this was 100,000 and this was 2,000, I think I would still put this above. Traffic is not always the answer. And then number 4, to close this out, here's another one: cleaningtechloops.com. First of all, the logo and the domain don't even match. So immediate red flag. The design looks like it's made for the phone. Look, I'm on my desktop and it's giving me the mobile. What a disaster! And desktop view doesn't even do anything. What a mess! What a mess of a website. Link building. Yeah, this is just someone in a third world country trying to make some money. Yeah, there it is, +91. So this is Salmon's Green Hub. It's like what is this? Cloud Solution Company. I don't know. I thought it was maybe like a WordPress something, but yeah, so social links don't match up. The logo doesn't match up. Now we're on Blogging Hub. I don't know, the desktop view is all messed up. Like some people would happily pay for this because like, oh, but it's DR60 and it has 75,000 traffic. And it's like, it doesn't matter. It's not going to do anything for you. Like, do you want to rank or are you just doing this for fun? Yeah, it's just not worth it. Even $20, it's just not worth it. It's not worth dealing back and forth emails. It's not going to do anything. It's just neutral. It's just yeah, it's probably not going to hurt you unless your domain's brand new. Um, but it's just a waste of money and time. More importantly, time. And so last thing is like Beyondle's probably just pointed out. We got car stereo, and then we got boost your Instagram followers, and we got indoor grow room, which is probably linking to something cannabis related, if I had to guess. Yeah, over 21, right? Yeah, so it's linking to something that you don't want your site to be associated with if you're like in normal client SEO like the rest of us. I wonder if that's real. What a weird quote. Product exec. I wonder what his actual title is. Product exec is not a title. It's like a category, but yeah. So this guy just accepts buy weed from women. Yeah. This guy accepts guest posts from everything, and so if you have a normal client, I mean, any of my local clients, would not want to be on a site like this. There's just too many things wrong with it. But again, people see traffic and they're like, "Oh, I need a link from this." If that's what you think, then that's what you think, and you're not going to rank. But that's cool. So, anyways, hope this helped. Finding the best or kind of filtering through guest posts. Like I said, these all have a similar price. They all have traffic. Again, I think they do. I'm sure some of you guys are like pulling up Ahrefs as I'm doing these videos, but I pulled them from a spreadsheet of mine where I had a VA kind of compile a lot of stuff. And I was like, you know what? I need to cover this on my YouTube channel. But anyways, any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.